It should be said that the most important factor to any fighting game is its characters. And playing well. The characters in fighting games are the butter on toast, the icing on the cake, if you will. They're the thing that you use in order to really sell a fighting game, and Street Fighter is no exception to that. Street Fighter houses a multitude of iconic video game characters, including some of the biggest names in the industry such as Ryu, Zangief, and most importantly, Rufus, but we're talking about Chun-Li today. Chun-Li was introduced as the only playable female fighter in the game that printed money, Street Fighter 2. But not only did she stand out from the roster by having 2 X chromosomes, but she also came with some nimble fighting styles and a heavy emphasis on kicking. And because the game she came from sold gangbusters, it helped make Chun-Li become one of the most instant fan favorites in the eyes of gamers. And she was regarded as one of the most recognizable women in video games, next to Lara Croft, Princess Peach, and Miss Pac-Man. She was a cultural icon and became a quintessential part of Street Fighter next to Ryu. With half of those reasons why, including words such as thick and MILF and crush me between your thighs, killing me instantly. But unlike her contemporary, whose main goal in the games is to punch gooder and pray the gay away, Chun-Li actually had a lot more going on narrative-wise when it came to her and the main villain of the franchise, M. Bison. Cause I mean, when a guy just kills your dad, you kinda make a big deal out of it, just saying. So because of that, it was no wonder why she played the secondary protagonist in the original movie, and for the topic of this review, starring in her own feature-length film. And it came out just in time next to the highly anticipated Street Fighter 4. So with all that, and the character that is very much interesting in the Street Fighter universe, what could go wrong? You know why we're here. Hello once again, it is I, DavKav, your favorite schmuck. And welcome back to another round of live-action fighting game movie marathon 2. Turbo Ultimate Gold Edition. So today for this video, we're going to be looking at Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. I have never seen this, but all I've heard about it is that it's just bad. Like, bad. But is it Kazuya's revenge bad? Well, let's just dive into this thing and hope it doesn't hurt that bad. Because guys, I want to talk to you all about Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. So the film starts off with a monologue from Chun-Li about her past, as we get glimpses of it with her and her dad being in San Francisco, then not in San Francisco, seeing her train with her pappy in martial arts, and just everything in her life going hunky-dory. So you know what that means.
Sir, we used our only arrow and it didn't hit.
Then send in the scary black man.
Sir, not gonna lie, that sounded a little racist.
Todd, I swear to God, we are not doing this right now.
I'm just saying,
you do
sir,
realize
that it
we are
hurt to
killing
be
a man
little
right
bit more
here.
considerate
Our
about what
morality
you
is
refer
screwed
to
as it
people.
is.
Sometimes
I don't
they don't
even know
like
where
it when
this
you
bit is
refer to them
going.
as their color.
What the heck
Also,
are we
did you
talking
know
about?
that in all known laws
Scuba
of
the Baba
aviation, it's
Kuka
impossible for-
Patakada. So now enters Balrog, played by the late Michael Clark Duncan, as he takes on Chun-Li's dad along with his goons. And since we're here, yeah, the fighting's alright. Yeah, I feel like that's a given in all these films. They're just really well choreographed, so there's no real comments to give out. Yet, we'll get there. However, I will say this is the moment where I discovered that we're going to get some graphics in this movie. Because I'm not kidding you, there is a moment where Chun-Li's dad breaks a bottle and has liquid spray on one of the goons' face, but the liquid was a CGI effect. And the bottle's still intact. But you know what? That's okay, because this dude lights his hand on fire and uses it to attack a man, only to show that he's miraculously unscathed. Yeah, not gonna lie, that's pretty metal. But the fight is cut short when Chun-Li gets captured, as our main villain walks in. Neil McDonough as the dreaded Geese Howard. What? What do you mean that's not Geese? M. Bison? You're fucking with me, right? Oh my god, you're not. Oh dearest lord. So, then walks in M. Bison, who proceeds to be very creepy with Chun-Li, then takes her dad away as she watches. Oh yeah, and also the mom gets punched by Balrog. That's pretty funny. After that, we then cut to Chun-Li staring longingly at a pendant that she got from her papa of a spinning bird. This is a very important gift, my daughter. But now you must sell it. Sell it to Etsy. Trust me, some weirdo will buy it for a shitload of money. We then cut to the future as we see a grown-up Chun-Li is now an expert pianist that gets lavish gifts like ancient scrolls. She also goes to help beating up old guys with mysterious web tattoos, and also tends to her mother, who is now suffering Disney mom disease. And enough of that, because now we cut to Shadowloo headquarters. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Shadowloo. They call it Shadowloo.
Shadowloo Investment Corporation.
Shadowloo.
Shadowloo.
And no, I don't think this is actually an accidental mistranslation, because even the 1994 film got it right. And we're in 2009, so this had to be deliberate. Which somehow makes it even funnier. So Albino Bison here tells a board of war criminals that he is now in charge, and if they don't like it, then they can leave. And of course they do, but they don't just leave, they phase out of fucking existence. What? Mind you, this isn't a flashback because we see them the next scene getting killed by Vega, so... why did they just phase out of there? Was there just a flub during the entire scene, but they couldn't go back to fix it? They couldn't take another take? Why did they all just... why...
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
We then cut to a crime scene at the docks as we see all the crime lords from before now decapitated in a freighter, as we also get to meet a girl on a motorcycle and a sleazy discount Nicolas Cage. Also, these are supposed to be Charlie Nash and Sea Viper. Could've fooled me! Anyway, Pluto Nash says that they're in the deep end with this case before cutting to Albino Bison visiting Chun's still-alive dad in his gamer pad. You can smell the musk from here. Anyhow, it's shown that Chun's dad works for Bison to obtain info on businessmen in exchange for a flash drive that contains a slideshow of his daughter's piano recital. I love the fact that they didn't film it, but instead just took pictures and put it onto a PowerPoint presentation. Then Bison walks out while pulling out a picture of some random girl, which doesn't help his image at all, before cutting to Chun-Li mourning the death of her mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in the review, I wish all of you to come together in solemn to commemorate a life. A life of a woman who only appeared for like a few minutes just to get punched in the face, get sick, and die without anyone caring. The movie says that you should care. But do you? Do you really? Regardless, rest in peace, Chun-Li's mother. I know your name is right on the tombstone, but I honestly think I'm going to forget your name in about 7.5 seconds. Rest in peace. God, that was a pointless character.
Anyhow, we then see Chun-Li wandering the streets before bumping into a man with a web tattoo. And now I'm convinced we're gonna get Japanese Spider-Man. She then stops by an old antique shop in order to get the scroll that she got earlier translated.
No. That's paper.
So Chun-Li is told to find a man named Gen before we cut back to Pluto Nash and Sea Viper talking about Shadowloo, and how it's believed to be a myth, as we then cut to Chun-Li leaving her home for good to search for Gen, as we just see her wandering Bangkok, as we then cut to Bison saying he's going to take over the city through shady business tactics before handed an envelope that is apparently important. Then we cut to Chun-Li, who...
Oh shit. How long was I out? Oh jeez. Sorry guys. I think I'm just bored right now.
Anyway, Chun-Li continues her search and fights a bunch of hooligans, in which after one of them was down, she drops an entire fucking shelf on him for added dickery. Then when she faints, she wakes up to find the... Kang?
I am awake now!
So this here is our Gen for this film, played by the one and only Robin Shao. So anyway, Liu Kang tells Chun-Li that he created a secret order to fight the injustice of the world, and says that he will train her to fight Bison if she agrees not to do it for vengeance. She agrees and he trains her, while strangely looking like Shang Tsung from the film. He also shows off his magical kung fu powers to her, because sure, I'm gonna guess that's gonna be important. We then cut to a scene where Chun-Li is researching about Bison, and learns about his henchwoman named Cantana, who no, not in the games. Anyhow, we then cut to this henchwoman who is signing a deal with a corporation, which is conveniently next to the police building. Then we cut to Bison in a car talking about rebuilding the slums and stuff, and then he mentions that he was once a slum baby or something. Chun-Li investigates again and learns about something called the White Rose, then we cut to more training. Anyhow, we then cut to Nash and Viper just being there. They just kind of exist right now, as they learn information about Cantana, the woman I mentioned earlier before, is at a club known as Insomnia. And of course, as she's at the club, Chun-Li's also there, and they have a bit of a dance together, and by dance, I mean they gyrate their hips and nothing else. Then the two enter the women's bathroom, where they start to fight. And by God, it is kind of brutal. Chun breaks through glass, then breaks this girl's arm, and steals her money on top of that for an extra fuck you, I guess. Then she gets Cantana to talk about how the White Rose is coming from the dock soon. Then Chun-Li tries to escape, but ends up getting surrounded. So you know what that means.
She did the thing! The thing that was foreshadowed! This will be the only time she does the thing, though, but she did the thing! Clap! Why aren't you clapping? I said clap, damn it! She did the thing! Clap! Fucking clap!
Also, she doesn't do the full splits. It looks kind of awkward. Anyhow, Nash and Viper come in to see Chun beat up a bunch of jobbers before she runs off into the night.
You lose.
We then cut to Balrog and Bison discussing about how Chun-Li now knows their plans, as Bison used Cantana as a goddamn punching bag. You know, sometimes this film tricks you on thinking this is actually fun, because then we follow up all of this with Nash and Viper trying to find out who Chun-Li is as they wandered the streets. Then we cut back to Liu Kang and Chun-Li, who Liu decides to give the audience the juicy details about Bison's past, where he was born as an orphan on the streets and had to do crimes in order to survive in this world, while at the same time doing the stanky walk. But then one day he got married and brought his pregnant wife to the cave of why is there CG stuff here? As he then lays his wife down and proceeds to rip the baby out with his bare hands, and then proceeds to infuse his good energy into her, and that's why he's evil.
You know, it's been a while since one of these fighting game films did something that was just a little messed up when you think about it. Glad to see it's back!
So Liu Kang sends Chun-Li to go grab groceries, as later that night, Liu Kang gets attacked by Bison's goons. So you know what that means. And as Liu Kang is kicking everyone's asses, Balrog shows up with a fucking rocket launcher. Yeah, I think he got him. So now after losing two father figures, Chun-Li's vengeance doubles as we cut to Bison ordering Vega to take out Chun-Li. And then we cut to Nash finding out who Chun-Li is, but enough of that, because now we just go straight into the fight between Chun-Li and Vega, who the masked assailant is played by, and I am not kidding you, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. I don't know what to say, just sure, why not? Well, actually, I do have something to say about this. Vega is the most boring character in this film, which isn't saying much, cause let's be real, every character besides maybe Balrog, yeah, they all have the personality of the color beige. But the thing is, Vega's just kind of a dude with a claw and fancy mask. That's it, there's really nothing to him. But you know what, we don't have to worry about that, because he then gets beaten up and he's never seen in this film again. By Vega. Anyway, we then cut to Nash and Viper, who are both shocked and angry that they're kicked off the case, because Bison has connections somehow. Sure. As we then cut back to Chun-Li sneaking about the docks, only to be apprehended by Bison while he just goes on to do...
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Why are you posing like you're part of a trailer shot? Why do you look like you just farted and just got away with it or something? What are you doing? What are you doing? Just stop. Just stop. You're not fun. Stop pretending that you're fun, movie. Just stop.
We then cut to Chun-Li tied to a chair as Bison brings out her father, who goes on to say that he's been working with Bison in order to protect his family, and is distraught over her being here. Then Bison just comes up and goes, yeet! And now Daddy Dearest is actually dead. Then Chun-Li makes her daring escape and gets chased down by Bison's thugs, only for the people on the streets to defend Chun-Li by throwing fruit at them.
Yes, your bullets cannot withstand the power of potassium!
So Chun-Li dukes into a nearby alley, wounded from the chase. Then, when all hope seemed lost, Liu Kang reemerges. Because as it turns out, he survived the explosion. How? I don't know. Daigo parry? So Liu Kang heals Chun's wounds and teaches her how to use Kung Fu magic. As we then cut to Chun-Li going towards Nash and saying, "Hey dude, you wanna actually do something in this godforsaken film? Then come with me, you fuck!" And so he brings a team, along with Viper, to the docks to hopefully nab the White Rose before Bison can get his hands on it. And then all hell breaks loose between the police and Bison's men. But you know what, that's neither important nor interesting, so we're skipping that. What is important is that Liu Kang and Chun-Li are now sneaking onto a boat that houses the White Rose. On there, Chun-Li finds a girl, which... Yep, that's the White Rose. Yep, that's the big mystery, isn't it? And it's the baby that Bison filled his goodness into, and yeah, I know what I said. But we're gonna gloss over that, so let's move on to Liu Kang fighting Balrog, in which the fight ends with Liu Kang freezing him to death.
Kang wins. Fatality.
You knew I had to do it. You knew I had to do it at least once, and I regret nothing!
So after all that happened, it turned out that, gasp, the girl was the White Rose, and in a weird twist, is supposed to be Rose. As in, this Rose. Could've fooled me? And of course, Bison already got her, and now she resides in Shadowloo headquarters. So now we're in the end game, in which Nash does stuff. Honestly, I don't care. Cause now we get to see Liu Kang versus Bison, in which Liu Kang loses twice. And then Chun-Li enters in and fights Bison. And this fight really shows that Neil McDonough may not be a stunt actor if the awkward moves say anything. But of course the fight comes to an end when Chun-Li manages to use her Hadouken. And no, it's not a Kikoken, she does the Hadouken movements, which, really, do you even care? She fires it at Bison and it knocks him down to the edge, leading Chun-Li to swoop in and snap his neck so hard that his head makes a 180-degree turn.
You know, this movie can kind of do some funny things. Doesn't take away the fact that it was a slog to get to them, though.
So now that albino Bison is dead, Rose is... I don't even care. Pluto Nash and Sea Viper are back on the force. Whatever. And Chun-Li returns home to find Liu Kang there, who says that they should start looking for people to recruit to their cause via the Street Fighter tournament. And Liu Kang even mentions a powerful warrior by the name of Ryu. Yeah, they call him Ryu. I mean, they call Shadowloo Shadowloo. I don't expect them to get Ryu's name right. And then Chun-Li looks out to the garden to see memories of her father, then turns to Liu Kang to say, nah, and then the movie ends.
And that's all I have to say about the Legend of Chun-Li. Well, that was an hour and a half.
This movie was just a big old nothing burger, mixed with some what the hell moments. Every character was blander than toast, and the story existed. Sure, it had some moments, like Bison ripping out a baby from a stomach and Liu Kang shows up, but those could not help save the film from being a boring run. Indeed, this is definitely one of the video game films of all time, and I can see why people consider it the worst video game movie ever. However, this film did not inflict actual psychic damage on me, so Kazuya's revenge will continue its reign in the pits of hell. But all in all, really, there's no reason to recommend this, so if you want to watch this, I don't know, go ahead I guess. Just don't blame me for anything.
Whew boy, finally out of the bad zone this marathon. So, next time, we dive into the creamy middle as we take one more trip down to Netherrealm with our most recent title of this entire two-part marathon, with Mortal Kombat 2021. Shouldn't be as bad as what we've been through. But until then, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, bell, stuff that helps out the channel and hopefully brings it to bigger and better things. Or not. I don't know the future. But why are you asking me? I make YouTube videos on the internet. But of course, most importantly, have a good day, take care of yourself, enjoy the rest of this wacky world, and I hope to see you next time. And until then, I'm gonna go. Later.